Good morning, guys. This is the Simi's Rotterdam show. I know it's been a while. I've not posted any content for the past 2 years, but here I come with a friend and a classmate. She is the founder of Mssc. She will tell us what Mssc is, what it entails, the visions, the goals. But as for the moment, she will kindly introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Sharon Kanja, a 24-year-old lady. I'm turning 24 soon. So I am currently in my final year here at KEMU Methodist University. I'm doing clinical medicine and surgery. I really like my course. It's something I've come to enjoy the more and more I venture into it. So Mssc is a club, a prospective club to say the least, because the officiality is still under process. So in full, it is med school support club. So essentially, the club. The idea in mind was to help the medical student in their journey towards, achieving their career in the medical field. So support you during your study in the time period while you're still in university, and equip you with the skills necessary to be the best version of yourself after you're done. So yeah, that is essentially what the club is and what we had in mind.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. When you were forming the club, was it solely your idea, or you had some people that were supporting you, or that had the same idea, or is it just you?
Okay, so it's actually a bit of a long story, which I'll try to make short. So part of my project, in uni you're supposed to do a project for you to qualify to
So
get your degree.
necessity for
Yeah, it's a
want to get
necessity.
it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So mine was a community education program aimed at, okay, the whole thing, I guess the whole idea, like the community education program is for preventive medicine. So among the ways you prevent diseases or illnesses is early detection. So I think that idea birthed this club. So empowering the students to be very good at what they do, such as when you go out there, it will be very easy to pick up these things, and you can offer the best care. There is, yeah. So it was part of a bigger idea, which is mine, yeah. But I'm sure there's been a lot of influence from everywhere, so I wouldn't want to take all the credit, but essentially I came up with it from a bigger idea I have.
It's actually a good thing.
Yes,
And
thank you.
I'm proud of you for actually coming up with such an idea. No one in KEMU, especially from med school, has ever come up with such an agenda or idea to help up in one way or another.
Yeah.
So, what are the goals and objectives of the club, of the MSSC?
Okay, so essentially, and I know I'm saying essentially a lot, there's a lot to cut that in. So MSSC, it has three pillars. So as the idea came to me, MSSC has three pillars, three foundational blocks of the club. So we have the first pillar is academic support, the second pillar is mental health support, and the third one is personal development. So
Mental health support, personal development,
and academic support.
Academic support.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like a 3-in-1, but we're trying to improve the med students' life, like making studying and learning fun and also very fruitful. So optimizing that whole experience. So the academic support part, we had like a lot of ideas behind that. We had like study groups, webinars, like resources, like helping people like find actually credible sources for like getting the notes, papers that are up to date, studies that have been proven, that are up to date. So things like that. That was the whole idea like behind the academic support part.
Okay.
I just like maybe read you a few things. We had like generally. So we have a peer tutoring program, which is a small thing we might want to introduce maybe later on in the future. So like seniors can help tutor the juniors, which can also be a way to like get like money to support yourself as a student. But I'll talk more about that when we get to like personal development, which has financial support in it. So we have study groups, resource sharing, workshops and study skills seminars, mock exams and practice sessions. Like this, I remember a few days ago, I talked about this new program, 3-month program, was supposed to start for revision for like a general crash course, to help you like become a better diagnostician.
That's true.
So online resources, peer review sources, faculty office hours, so where we like include lecturers to come like oversee our learning sessions, our clinical mock-ups, things like that. And also just regular check-ins and academic advising, so things like that. That is what we had in mind when the first pillar was being created. The second one, the mental health support. I remember we lost a student some time back. So that's really, that was around the period where I came up with this idea. So finding a place where people can come, talk about these are the difficulties I'm going through as I study. I went through these problems, and these are tips on how I overcame them. So creating a platform that where people can share that, just sharing the academic journey, because sometimes you get lost in the everything. You forget to enjoy that whole thing, and you also forget that there are other people experiencing the same thing, and you can have like a shared experience to like help make things easier. So we have like counseling referrals, peer support groups, we have wellness workshops, a mentoring program. The school, we work, essentially the idea was to work with the programs that are already there in the school, and to work with the resources we already have, like our psychiatry lecturer, like to refer some serious cases, like things like that. And then maybe we have like, exactly, we have like sessions, like yoga session, or mindfulness sessions, where we can set goals, like talk about our problems or things like that. So that was essentially the whole idea with the second pillar. Then the third pillar, personal development, we have goal setting workshops, networking events, leadership development seminars, professional development webinars, mentorship programs, self-reflection exercises, public speaking workshops, lifelong learning initiatives. We connect people to people who made it of that. Say you want like a future in radiology, we connect you to radiologists already in the field.
That's true.
If ever you want to specialize, you know what that entails, you know what you need to study, what you need to get really good at. So that is the whole idea. That essentially is Mssc. Just a club or an organization or whatever it is going to morph into, because I am letting it grow into whatever it wants to become. So that is essentially what the club is about.
So basically, you've said that it's like for academic support, the mental support,
and personal development.
Definitely the personal support, and you say your network is your network. Well, how have been the reception?
Well, it was hard, honestly. I'll also like, there's a part of the personal development things. We have financial support, so we teach you how to like save money, manage money, how to make money as a student, so lockdowns, things like that, how to make money in the field, because sometimes it can get hard financially as a medical student.
Sometimes,
So I think,
and as a not only as a medical student, but comrade,
so essentially that was the whole like idea behind it. So you've asked how the reception has been. Well, it's been somewhat, how will I put it, lukewarm. Some people, like every time people hear the idea, they're very, that is a very nice idea, but then getting to the actual like execution, they're like, it seems very ambitious, or there's so many things you want to do at the same time. it seems like a lot, and it can be such a scary endeavor. And I don't know, maybe big things sometimes scare people. So
That's true.
it's been hard. Essentially, like getting people as excited about this as I am. But I'm somewhat lost hope. Yeah, because it feels something I'm very passionate about, something I intend to like push even after I'm done with school. Maybe I'll help someone out there
That is true.
after me, maybe have a more pleasant university experience. So the reception has been a bit on both sides. People like the idea, but people are scared because joining something like this, because so far we've done like two things. We had a challenge, the monk mode challenge, and there's this program that was announced, a 3-month revision program that was supposed to start next week. So the monk mode challenge was for revising for the exams. It was, the whole idea
Tell us,
was,
what is monk mode? A lot of my people perhaps might not know
okay.
what monk mode is.
So, monks are a group of men who deny themselves in anticipation of a like particular goal. So like of attaining something. So most times it's for self-enlightenment, attaining enlightenment, that inner knowing, inner peace, that inner state of balance. So essentially, I have been looking to, okay, it's a group of people I have really looked up to for inspiration in how they carry out the things. So that's being intentional, being mindful, getting rid of all distractions and focusing and
Concentrating on one thing.
yeah,
Like
focusing
sacrificing.
completely on a specific goal and until that point of attaining it. So that was like such an inspiration for me.
Okay.
So monk mode is essentially being dedicated to studies. That's like devotion. It's a sort of like a religiousness, bringing a sort of religiousness to it. You study. It even makes the whole thing beautiful. It's like an art. The art of study, an intentional reading. And
That is true.
Yeah.
Sharon, you've explained it. You put a lot of complexity in it.
I have. So
But
I'm
you
sorry,
know,
but
the other time you explained it to me, you're just saying it's sacrificing,
it is.
leaving your pleasures for studies.
Yeah.
Essentially that.
So getting rid of all distractions, you have this focus. I want maybe by the end of this semester to study in time. These are my goals. So doing that religiously, see, like no distractions, no faltering. Like when I say I'm waking up at 5 very early in the morning, I'm getting rid of all this other world. Monks they don't have fancy clothes. They get rid of all the worldly possessions. Yeah. So you're disciplined. So that is essentially what monk mode was for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a pleasure, and it's a good one. So, well, what shall be the structure of MSSC?
Oh, well,
So, if I'm getting you well, MSSC is just continuing the agenda of monk mode. Like, I like the monk mode version of it. Like, when it comes to med school and all those things, there's a lot of sacrificial and everything.
Yeah.
So, you leave out pleasures and all those things.
this is what I'd say. Monk mode is a baby of MSSC. You get MSSC is a club which essentially wants to better the medical student and transform them into a real life competent medical practitioner. Okay. So monk mode is just a means to an end of us. One of the programs like I've talked about in our academic support. So not one of the ways we're like implementing the objectives of MSSC is monk mode. It's one of our it's a challenge, we're challenging people to wake up and be the best versions of themselves, to deny everything, focus and study. You do it like, to monks religion. To monks religion is like a bride to them. They fall in love with God, like man falls in love with woman. So imagine falling for, you being medic like that.
That is
That can be beautiful. That calls for you'll be devoting time to studying, and it won't feel like a burden. It will feel like art, like something you enjoy doing.
That
So,
is sweet.
yeah.
Well, so I was asking of the structure of how shall be the structure.
Okay,
of
so sorry. Yeah. At first, the whole idea was to have like the president, a president, a vice president, and then the chair of academic support, chair of mental health, chair of the mental health sub pillar, and the chair of the personal development. So, and then the chairs will have like assistants, and then we have a treasurer, a secretary. The secretary is also in charge of the social media and all that. But I don't know, I believe people, like, things and ideas take on like a journey of their own. So when Mssc and monk mode were being birthed, they had this rigid structure up above. But I'm letting myself like be open to, like, we'll see how it goes, but we'll get like a we'll get like a rigid, like a few official members to help like communicate the idea more, maybe the heads and all that. But also the whole thing is to advocate for leadership among the members, because we're going to lead departments in future, we're going to open our own facilities in future. So and monks, they don't have hierarchy. Okay, so I in the medical field, there's this rigid structures. We have the head here, and then there's the EMU here. The whole thing, that's why this club is interdepartmental, because one of the challenges I was facing in getting a patron to like help us like manage the club, so it was how ambitious the club is, in that it wants to incorporate all departments in its like undertaking. Like, this is for the medical students, nursing, pharmacy, clinical medicine. So yeah, so dismantling that rigid structure, because sometimes that rigidity can make it hard for communication at different levels. Everyone is it can get crazy down there. So teaching people like, these are your roles, this is what is expected of you. Because sometimes you can get confused about that. You go to the hospital, what am I supposed to do? What is an enrolled supposed to do? What is an intern supposed to do? What is the resident's job? So where does the nurse come in? How do we combine our collective information to make this experience the best it can be for our patients? So things like that. So creating an environment that promotes that cohesive, that holistic exchange of knowledge, and where each and every member of this clinical thing we're creating like is respected, and where the roles are like seen and appreciated. Exactly, and the input is like appreciated and welcomed and even promoted. So something like that essentially. So the structure part can be a bit crazy because of the different departments. Now the whole point,
moving forward, this structure will come
it will come together. It will come together. But at least I think as long as these are the goals we want to accomplish, we'll get people to help manage that. Because we have like academic goals, we'll help someone like be in charge of that area, and maybe get
for mental support and personal development. In getting people
but
coordination.
Essentially, we have a sort of structure. I can maybe send you the soft copy. Maybe we'll attach it somewhere.
We'll video then you'll be like, okay. So, well, my next question, partly you've already answered it, but I'll just ask it because I had it in my view. How are you communicating? How are you sending the message to let people know that there is Mssc? What are the channels that you're using?
Well,
and what can you tell students?
I have been running my mouth about the club for like the longest time I can remember. So anyone who will give me the time of day, I was like, oh, by the way, there's this thing I'm starting. So that's so word of mouth for starters. I talked to a few of my classmates, like after class, we meet to talk. I have a WhatsApp group. I think we recently started an IG page, but it hasn't been like active yet, but it's there. So the project guess I'm going for is more maybe social media and just talking to people like one on one, because we'll be at school a lot and essentially we're supposed to meet here at school to like study more.
That is
So yeah, we also have posters. We had posters for the Monk challenge. So yeah. We'll come up with more ideas for
more channels,
more
on
communication.
how we
Yeah,
can-
in future, I'm sure we'll get better. That's the whole point. That every single day we get better, we learn more.
That is
ways
true.
of
Yeah.
improving.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, well, it's good, Sharon. It's good that you share the idea of MSSC. It's the leadership. It's
Thank
how
you.
we start.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank
But
you.
before that, when I was talking to you behind the tent, you telling me you are part of some other leadership. Okay, I'll ask this, then you give small summary of what MSSC entails, then we shall close.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So maybe you can shout out on the clubs or the groups or the leadership forums that you have been. Shout out to someone.
Okay.
And tell them to like and subscribe to the Simi Zero Attention.
Well, I have been a student leader for I think my entire life. Uni was where I maybe took a standstill, but it's because uni was a bit hard. There's this freedom that comes with university. So, like navigating adulthood and finding my voice as an adult, like a person with responsibility, a person with a voice, a person that actually gets listened to.
That is true.
So it took me quite a while to like establish myself. So I think I put a pause on leadership for a while until I self-discover, like the monks. So but I'm still a leader. I think once it's in you, it never really goes away.
That
You
is
lead small things. You lead your study groups. You lead Bible study sessions. You lead your families. Yeah, you'll always be a leader in small ways. And
That is
I have had the grace of becoming a leader in small ways. So yeah, maybe shout out to like my friends. I have a few friends. I am not the most social person, but yeah, if you're watching this, thank you and support your girl, share the video. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that. Maybe in summary, see we've been complex in details, whatever
Yeah.
sequence. And I see by the way, it's the medical school
Support
club.
Yeah, that's
It's academic, like he puts it, mental status and personal development, which is a great idea and agenda and I'm honored to have you on your channel. Maybe just in summary, tell us about, maybe in 2 minutes, tell us about MSSC, 2 minutes, like the summary of it, then you give us a closing statement, then I'll finish.
Okay, so I will read up what I really like.
Okay.
It says, I'm not telling you to make the world better. I'm just telling you to live in it. Not just to endure it, not to suffer it, not to pass through it, but to live in it. To look at it, to take chances, to make your own work, and take pride in it. So it's a quote I really like from a lady. She's called Joan Didion.
Wow.
So
Repeat that.
okay. It says, I am not telling you to make the world a better place. Let me find it again.
Okay.
I am telling you to live in it. Not just to endure it, not just to suffer it, not just to pass through it, but to live in it. To look at it, to take chances, to make your own work, and take pride in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In simple terms, don't just suffer, don't just pass through it.
Yeah.
Live in it and leave a mark, leave the footprints.
Yeah.
Be recognized, be remembered, be important.
For sure. And also just don't just walk through this medical, like academic, like student life experience, because just take your time with it, learn all you can from it, like drain it of all its stuff.
Yeah.
And which is essentially what Mssc is in 2 minutes. So
when life gives you lemon, make a lemonade out of it.
Lemonade, yeah, and start a business and make hella cash. So
yeah.
make the most of it.
It's alright. So I want you to summarize on Mssc, like in a minute. Mssc, it goes and tell our students to join if they really, because it's worth joining, it's worth investing time, it's worth sacrificing. So
Okay.
in a minute.
Yeah. So if you're a medical student, Mssc is honestly the club for you, because we're all smart here, and I think sometimes you forget because you're surrounded by smart people. So in a room of smart people, you're just another smart person. So Mssc is helping you reclaim that smart student part of you, and to make the most out of that, to realize that you can be part of something bigger than yourself, and you don't have to dream small dreams, you can dream big. So Mssc is a club for you if you love studying, if you really love your course, you love medicine, you love pharmacy, you love nursing. To join us, we're students who equally love the courses they're doing. So join us and we'll make the most out of uni together.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. That is it from her.
Yeah.
She simply says academic support, mental support, personal development. It is worth investing your time, and you all are welcome. To all Kenya Methodist students, medicine students, karibuni sana, join the club. We will, because I'm also part of the club.
Yes.
Definitely we will make each other better in a greater particular way. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much for